All right, guys, so part one was a little bit long, and I apologize for that. Um, so this is part two, where we actually get the weapon textured and try to get it working in-game properly with attachments like, the PSO scope, ghillie, suppressor, yada, yada, yada. So we'll start with the magazine here. A couple things that some folks want to do that I do, so I've been told it doesn't matter, is I just apply Zbytech. I assume that folks here are going to know what that means. Your selections here are kind of important when we talk about the entire thing. Control A here to select everything. All lowercase. I try to keep it lowercase, case sensitive. I have no idea if it is case sensitive, but just to be safe, the entire thing is considered the magazine. I've had luck with this. Um, as far as your bullets, you can define them as bullets if you want. And I just kind of delete those selections that we got off of CG Trader and make it more catering to DayZ there. So as far as our geometry and our hitbox, so what we want to do is basically just create a box. You can do this by hitting the insert key and positioning your mouse. So something like this, and you just kind of select all of it, kind of on the center line here. So hit the Y key to move it up and down if you want to. You can move this guy in if you wish. So it's angled, I guess. Then you can copy, paste, just kind of mirror this roughly on the other side. It doesn't have to be exact. And then once you got that, you just kind of select the entire thing, structure, context, all, boom, whatever it said. Yeah, what is it? Convex. There you go. And there we go. We got our hitbox. Now we can go to topology, find components. Component one. Now we can copy this. We can go to our view geometry, pop the same square on there. Since this is a simple object, we can do this with our fire geometry. Fire geometry is actually the hitbox. If it's on the ground and you shoot it, it goes bing and sparks. That's what that is. We can actually assign that material if it's metal or plastic or dirt or whatever. You just hit E, go to your material for your RV mat, go to your DayZ folder, data, data, and is it penetration? And then you select whichever. So you can actually, I just usually just select metal plate and be done with it. There's our ding. There we go. What the heck? Seriously? Seriously, object builder? Come on, man. We also, for the memory, it's nice to have auto center, all one word, value 0 as the property name. Same thing for the geometry, have that auto center in there. For the geometry, some folks often look over. You can reference the vanilla model, but usually I try to add some kind of mass to this, just something. So like I do 0.25, whatever. Cool. And you know you have it when you have glowy dots here. There you go. That's not the technical term, but it is today. And we'll start with LOD1, duplicate it. And you don't have to do it this way. There's a couple ways you can do this, but this is a simple way to understand it. You have 1, which will be visible in your inventory, and third person. You have view pilot, which is visible from the first person point of view. And if you wanted to create resolution LODs, make it like a degrade into detail as the further you get from the object, you can duplicate this, select everything. This is kind of the hard and dirty way. Merge near, detect. Sometimes this works, sometimes you need to be careful with it. You basically want to try to half the points numbered all the way down. If you're going too much, then try to adjust the decimal point here. We'll just go to detect, and there you go. You kind of get this. That works. We can stick with that. So the magazine is done. Nice. Now we pivot over to our rifle. And we want to select the components here. So off the bat, it's not necessarily required, but I do this by tech just because I want to select the rifle and nothing else, and sometimes that makes it a lot easier. Barrel, don't need. Rifle thing, I no longer need. The safety is actually in the game mode. It's not used really, but it's called fire mode. The stock is not used. SVD is not used. The Tigger or trigger is actually just lowercase trigger. And what the hell? Okay. Whatever, whatever we is. I don't think that's going to be our bolt. I actually think it's the inside of the receiver, and I'm correct. It is the inside of the receiver, not our bolt. We do want to select our bolt, however. And it looks like we do it just like that. We want to make sure we get all those edges, though. See if we got it. I think that looks like we do. Well, I mean, I guess there's really only like one way to find out, huh? By just calling this. But seriously? New. Call it bolts. And delete that guy. So this is called bolts. Sometimes guns want charging handle. And just to double check what I need, I've already got my model.cfg, which pro tip, the .cfg can be the same name as your P3D. So in this case, we can even make it case sensitive, all caps SVD, and over here make it all caps SVD. But it looks like we need magazine, trigger, bolt, fire mode, bullet, mag underscore release is what I was looking for. Select this dude, and there's our little mag underscore release. Try this, mag underscore release. And whatever we is, we're delete that guy. So it looks like we have all of our moving parts on here. Now what we can do is actually get our magazine in here. So we can do create proxy, and we could bring in, wait for it, our magazine. Now the proxy triangle is like 2 meters tall. So usually what I'll do is just scale it down for my own convenience relative to pin, so it's still centered. I'll do 0.25, let's say, whatever. And just kind of makes the triangle a little smaller. But you can kind of see here where it's supposed to be and where it is. So we got to move it. So we can move here, kind of eyeballing the mag well. There's plenty of other ways to do this, of course, but this is one that I'm going to choose to do, is just kind of just ease her in there a little bit. Move that a little forward. It's supposed to roll lock in there. Let's see where we're at. Yeah. We actually can tilt this a little bit. Just holding control and right mouse to do that. That might be a little nice. This back and move it up a little bit. That's where our magazine's going to go. There we go. Then we could do create proxy. This is when it gets really fun. DayZ. We go weapons, attachments, optics, and look for a PSO1 scope. So, well, that's no good. Now is it? That's no bueno. So we gotta hit that a little bit. Bam. That didn't work. I'll have to depend maybe. Nah, it didn't work at all. And there's probably someone out there screaming at this going, damn, JD, you could just, do 180 and it would be fine. Make your life a lot easier. think this one might be 90. Let's try minus 90. Brain smooth, can't remember which axes values is what. We got a little side rail mount for this optic, so we can start by bringing her up to that. Looks like we got some notches to reference here on the scope. So still coming up, and still coming up, and a little bit more, and down a little bit, a little bit more. There we go. And we can move this guy back a little bit, back a little bit. Come on, almost there. Back a little bit. And we have our scope, but ain't gonna lie, looks a little weird on the side of the gun, so we might do something equally as weird. Regardless, let's see what that, we get that, well, no, I guess the ADS is fine. Gonna need to pull it out to the side, though. What the hell is that all about? Talking to myself in a video that I'm recording. Damn. Imagine. It's not bad. I guess we could roll with this, kind of switch between the iron sights and optic, and I mean that should be okay. That should work. So we do that, then we could do proxy, attachments, muzzle. We do the, where is 545 suppressor, and I guess we're gonna try to rotate this. Is it the correct way? Hey, it is. Look at that. And raise it up, and real easy. Slide it down here to the end of the barrel. And this one's kind of easy because you can just line it up with the middle of the barrel. And it's super forward or super backwards. So do this way. Okay. So that could work right in front of that. Awesome. And it's lined up from the top. That's cool. We actually copy, paste it again, and rename it to browse and do bottle suppressor. Make this proxy ID of 1 for the bottle suppressor. And the bottle suppressor should be pretty darn close. Maybe just come back a little bit. Just a wee. Just a wee. Just a wee. There we go. If you do like your bottle suppressor, that's up to you. So let's see. We got our scope, our suppressors, and now lastly the ghillie material. Where's our ghillie material? We got ghillie wrap. Let's say right here. There's our ghillie wrap, and we can just kind of push this dude up here. Here we go. You kind of hover it right above the gun, and you seem to have the best luck that way. If you do this, you could do probably something like this. Trying to see how many pieces we actually need to cover this hoe up. You can roll with that. Still have a sight picture over the ghillie. I think so. It's kind of hard to see, but I can see it on my screen. I think so, but just for precaution, drop it down just a wee. If it is kind of morphing into the gun, it's alright, as long as we got a sight picture. It's kind of lame when you don't have that. And we do copy, paste, and get another one of these guys, and try to put him back here. And there we go. And see. Kind of just eyeball this. It doesn't have to be perfect. This has to kind of work and make a little sense. And we can try to do a third one as well. Kind of rotate this guy. There we go. Moving back a little bit. Back a little bit. Forward a little bit. A little more. And down. And bam. So when we attach a ghillie wrap, this is what our gun will look like with the ghillie wrap attached. It's a little better. But again, you can do what you want here. So there we go. There we got our thing. So one thing that that huge stickler about actually would be the sight picture, the quality of life when it comes to the sight picture, and that this sight picture right here is, well, it's not lined up. The post is down here. It's supposed to be in line in here. These are easy to fix. Most folks are just too damn lazy to fix it. Those are usually people that we spit on. Let's see. We're just trying to select or see which part of this I should select. This should work. Just trying to find a flat part here. So we can actually, what we want to do is we want this post right here to be in line with the top of our notch. And we can do that just by Y, and we can bring her up. And I kind of can use the edge of my window here as a straight edge and just line those dudes up. And does our front sight look like a goober? It does. Wow. So that's no good. We can't have it looking like a goober. We can try to do it this way. Try to bring it up a little bit, and then try to deselect some of these guys and bring this up a little bit. That might end up looking like a goober as well. But what are you gonna do? This is real time, folks. This is real time. This is why I said this is where brain cells go today. Okay, so we are centered, and the front sight does look a little goobery, but whatever. At least we have a proper sight picture and not some goober stuff like some one-eyed Helen Keller tried to line up. So actually, it probably still looks like trash because I did it, but people will critique. Here we do duplicate, and we'll call this guy view pilot. Now there is one fun little thing to note is a hide barrel. Hide barrel is when you like aim down sight a scope and a lot of your gun is it disappears. Like the barrel, you can't see it. Go figure. The name hide barrel. Okay, so usually go off of the ghillies, like all the ghillie wrap stuff. Would disappear when you go to ADS through a magnified optic, and probably keep like, let's do this. We'll do V for vertices, and I'm going to do Control Shift, just kind of deselect the ass end of that receiver, and then I want to go in and do O for object and kind of make sure I got reselection on those proxies, like our suppressors. We don't want that floating in front of our scope. Basically, you want the whole front part, this whole, well, ghillie wrap's in the way. The whole front part to disappear when you ADS, and we call this guy hide underscore barrel, and that's why view pilot is nice. So all in all, this thing should be good. Well, we gotta do our hitboxes. I almost forgot. But this Do our resolution LEDs. Very simple. It's Vitech, just like we did before. Merge near, detect, and it's like it's whatever. Sometimes it's a little aggressive here. You can adjust these as you wish. Just for whatever you do, just make sure you have these in some form or another, or else everybody's game and their toaster PCs that are somehow hooked up to the internet will just blow up if you do it. TM. So let's do a hitbox here. We'll do that insert key trick you did before. Just insert, 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 and insert. Then we kind of take this, pull it down here, copy paste, kind of copy it on the other side, Control A, and do convex and find components. Basically just made a box. Congratulations, we made a box. So from here we can slap this onto our view pilot. What this LOD does, I have no idea. Actually, don't tell anybody, I don't know, but I have no idea. Somebody might be able to tell you, smarter than me. And we can select our select our fire geometry, do metal plate. And here, this is actually kind of fun. Use fire geometry, you can select different objects that you want to pop up in that as well. So I like to put the suppressor, the magazine, and the scope on fire geometry. This means if they shoot your magazine, it actually damages the magazine, in theory, of course, in theory. Another beat here is lining all these memory points up. While this is from a different SVD build that I've already done, what we do want to make sure is lined up is the eye. The eye. This point needs to sit right on top of this post right here. So we got to make sure that that's happening. And I just noticed that this SVD is not exactly centered. That's so much fun. Okay. So if we look at the top ring here, right about there. Okay, we'll do this. It's what your eye is actually going to be up against. It's going to get a lot of screen time, so it's worth moving a little bit. We can select everything here, kind of just move it up and put that eye dot right there on top of our post. Let's see. Boom. And we will delete that one, duplicate this, make it 1, go into 1. The only difference is we can delete hide barrel. Boom. Yay. Now it's 1. And there we go. Well, whatever. Whatever. For conversation, it'll work. Now we do a couple things here. We want to look at whatever the hell that is and whatever the hell that is and check. It means chamber and barrel. Looks like we got some funsies here. Oh, there's a star flash and all that. All in all, we want these lower guys to be in line with our barrel. So we can get that center line right there. That's cool. And it looks like actually these are looking pretty good. I think. Where's the star flash? Which one's star flash? Okay. Yeah, looking pretty good. Exactly where we want those. Let's see. Trigger axis. If this is even useful, I have no idea. We're going to put it there anyway. It's literally just 2 dots. Yay. And also, whatever this is, in start is the, like in check, you can try pronouncing it, I'm not going to, is the start and stop for your brass. What is it? Words are hard. The brass trajectory as it's being flung out of the side of the gun. So if you want it to go up, you can put this end like up top, and it will go straight up, or whatever. So we do have that, and I think that's it. Other than coming in here to geometry and giving it, I don't know, it's like 1.5 mass pi. Cool. whatevs. So that's like a save. And this should work in game in theory. Now, a lot of people, especially on the modders Discord, are going to say, haha, no, JD, you can't use add-on builder. That's bad. You need to use Makiro. And might be true. And I do recommend Makiro for a final pack. When it comes to just debugging simple function of a gun, then this is where we go. We just go add-on builder. And I'll skip this part because, packing. All right, so here we are in game. We can go ahead and try to spawn in our SVD. Boom. And our magazine, as well as the other things, the ghillie wrap, the AK suppressor, what is it, oh man, what is it? Improvised suppressor. I was thinking bottle suppressor. Let's see, PSO optic, and I believe that would be it right there. So got these guys. First off, got our magazine. It's in our hand correctly. We can unload it. We can reload it. Very nice. So that dude right there. It looks okay in the preview. Not derpy. I just use the vanilla description and name. We have our rifle. It's alright. If it were me, I'd be making these scratched edges look a little bit more pronounced, but you kind of get the point. 3D model, go into game. 3D model, go burr. We do have good placement in our hand. Trigger moves when we pull it. Bolt moves when we pull it. Let's see. Load around. There we go. It shoots. There we go. We can add our magazine. Our sight picture is not scuffed, which is nice. A lot of those do end up getting scuffed on models, ported models. Let's see. Here's our iron sight with our PSO. So that works. Ghillie. We still have an iron sight picture, which is nice. If we have the ghillie, we put the PSO on. All that shit disappears below us, so we're not seeing the barrel or anything. That hide barrel working. We got a suppressor on it. There's a suppressor. And then we got the bottle suppressor as well. Nice, very nice. And there it is. It's our SVD. So, how to bring a model into DayZ. There you go.